All right, Frank Sanders now on ESPN 620. How we doing there, Frankie?
Doing pretty good, brother. Happy Monday to you guys, man. I'm looking forward to this opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame that you have to pay us to come on our show, but, I know you look forward to these Monday opportunities.
It's well worth it, right, Frank?
Hang it, man. Anytime I get a chance to talk to Jimmy B and Manute, man, it's always worth the pay.
Well done, Frank. Well done.
Anything to talk to those guys. And then this slap behind dude over here called Rocky Manute, man. It's all easy, brother. It's all easy.
All right, you were a hell of a baseball player. You could have played in the bigs. You were drafted, twice, you said? Twice, is that accurate? Of course,
right,
went to Auburn, played baseball and football, and went in and has a very successful career in the National Football League. A lot of talk over the weekend with Travis Hunter playing both, offense and defense. So when I ask this question, who brings more value to his team, Travis Hunter or Shohei Ohtani?
Oh, Shohei Ohtani, without a doubt.
Okay.
Yeah, Shohei Ohtani. I mean, there's like you're talking at the highest level of athleticism as a pitcher, and then at the highest level of athleticism as a batter. You're talking historical numbers, historical data that at a major league level, and you're talking about Travis Hunter, who's playing collegiate football, which is he's just one of the best players in college football. He's one of the best out of the list that's there, but when it comes to doing it on both sides of the plate from a baseball standpoint and from an offensive standpoint as a pitcher and as a defensive standpoint as a pitcher and then offensively as a hitter, I mean, there's not even close.
Well, wait a second there, Mr. Former White Sox.
Great answer, by the way, Frank. Yeah. That's why we bring you on.
Well, you look at, if he's a corner and he's stopping the number one receiver, that's impactful for the opposing team. And he's as a receiver, they might throw him 8-9 times a game, where at that time he has a chance to hit a home run, pardon the pun for this instance, at any particular time in the game. So when you talk about value of stopping the number one wide receiver from scoring or having the ability to score on the other side, maybe 3, 4, 5 times in the game and win a game. See, that's where I completely agree to disagree with you, Frank Sanders.
I understand that. So I would do what the great announcer Jimmy B says, well, riddle me this, Batman. Because when you're playing in Colorado and it's just you're the number one player on that team, but you're not at Ohio State when they have 12 or 15.
No, we're talking about pro ball. We're talking about pro football here.
When he gets to he hasn't even scratched that level. That's why I can't even have that conversation like he's done something amazing.
Well, just assume. Play along, Frank. Play along. When he gets to pro ball.
When he gets to pro ball,
yes.
He's going to get murdered on both sides of the field. Like that's what the NFL does. Like you can't hide him in the NFL as a receiver. He's going to get the best cornerback, or they're going to say we're going to double him and put 2 on him, and we're going to shut him down and make the quarterback play the other way. And as a defensive back, we're just going to run routes at him, and we're going to keep putting guys in motion. So he's going to be isolated cornerback, which says you're either going to be on one side of the football field like Deion Sanders did, which is you're going to shut down this third, which is not necessarily now in NFL, because most teams don't have cornerbacks that can just shut down 1/3 of the football field like Deion Sanders did, or a Champ Bailey did, or we can keep going with a couple names. But when it comes to that point, the offense right now he faces in the NFL level is totally different, guys. You know this. You're running 70, 80 plays, and 50 to 80 of those plays are ran out of a shotgun formation, which is basically guys are continually running routes. And so to switch from offense and defense, that's a massive transition to be able to do from the NFL perspective. I can't take anything away from what he's done on the collegiate level, but on the NFL level, it's something totally different. His body has not had to physically endure the hitting and the contact that comes along with dealing with, top-tier athletes at that level.
What do you think they eventually settle with him at? Because it's going to be so difficult to do what you just said. Physically, it's just, I can't imagine anybody doing that week in and week out. You'd be toast after the 6th or 7th game. So where do you think he would eventually settle at, corner or receiver?
Respectfully, I think he's going to settle at corner and not receiver. I think he'll settle at corner. Remember this, guys, this has been tested. Deion Sanders, Devin Hester, all those guys will kick Patrick Hunt,
Brian Jordan.
They were kick return. I'm saying, but they were kick returners, cornerback, and then they try to play receiver. But all it takes is one hit to change the narrative of this conversation.
Sure.
You could lose a shutdown corner if he's catching a football pass and a strong safety comes up and pop him, or Buda Baker comes up and put a good hit on him. That's the end of the football game for him potentially. Or now we lose a cornerback and we lost a receiver. And we playing these. We did it with Deion. They stopped Deion doing punt returns and kick returns unless it was something massively important. We was down a touchdown and we needed to throw him back there. Like that. This has already been played out in the NFL. Like it's different when you got, when you got the level of play that it takes to play at the NFL level. The physicality is night and day difference.
Yep.
And for him to be able to do it, that, my friend, would be absolutely amazing. But to run on an offense, to run 50 plays as an offensive player, and then turn back around and do the same thing, 70, 80 players as a DB, and be physically capable of doing it at that level and take the punishment, he would be the first, and I would be amazed. And on March 3rd, I would eat all those words back if he walk away a full season after doing it.
That's why we love having you on the show, brother. All right. Frank Sanders is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. I don't give a damn about any of that. I just want to know one thing. Ron Wolfley announced that he's not going to be the color analyst anymore for the Cardinals after 20 years. Does that mean that Frank Sanders has interest or not?
I did not know that he was even on the table. No one's called my door for, no one's Instagram me or inbox me yet. So since I'm having to pay to come on this station to talk to you, Jimmy B, I refuse any job that the Cardinals offer me so I can continually pay to be on this show with you guys. I refuse it right now. If they sent it to me, I didn't decline. Unless you tell me different, Jimmy B.
Well, I'd ruin your golf game on Sundays.
Yeah,
what would you do? I mean, you have to go, make a few bucks and talk about the Cardinals for 4 or 5 hours, and what that would throw you off for the weekend.
Stop making me cry right here when you say I can't play golf. Stop. Don't do that.
But nothing would change, though. I mean, you already, you're ambassador. You never can be objective. I mean, you never give us anything because you're objective. It's just like, the other guys that, are ambassadors, like Michael Bankston, same thing. He doesn't give us anything because you guys are basically getting paid. You get a free pass, parking and everything to go to games, right?
And you said that they go undefeated the last 5 years as well.
Yeah,
10 wins.
Yeah, 10 wins. Or was it 11 this year?
I think it was 12 or 13, yeah.
Undefeated.
Sometimes the favor ain't fair, man. It's just not fair that you have access like that. I apologize, but I can't because I just have access like that. The Cardinals are good to me. I was once with the organization, and I cannot tell you guys that my time there was an opportunity, and how I tried to make the best of it I did. And a lot of the guys in the situation, one thing I will say is that they do give you a chance to be hopeful. Unfortunately, it just has not ended up on the right end of hope.
All right, Frank. Looks like Deebo Samuel is going to be going to the Commanders as of March 12th when they make the official trade. Your thoughts about him going to Cliff Kingsbury, slot, wideout, running back, all the above? You think he's still got that juice in the tank to go make some things happen for them?
I say this respectfully. I think that, a lot of guys like him get caught up in the wash unless there is a transition to a good situation. And I say that because we look at Devontae Adams. He left a great situation with Green Bay and went over to Las Vegas, got paid a lot of money, and then just fell off the map. We can say the same thing about our brother that was here that played wide receiver here, and he left and went someplace else and just kind of fell off the map as well. And I don't want to use his name badly, but I think that Deebo having an opportunity to go to Washington is good for him because he has a young, steady quarterback. The offense is vibrant right now. They're moving. They're in a good situation with that youth. He gets a chance to kind of rebrand his career. I hope he's not a Stephon Diggs who leaves and then next thing you know, he just injuries happen or he just doesn't really produce like we think he can. A lot of the guys are getting the bag and they're getting the money, but when you transition, sometimes, Rock, it's not always greener on the other side.
Very true.
You can buy artificial turf with the money you got, and that's good. But it doesn't. When you play on it, you realize that it doesn't give you the same traction. And a lot of guys, when they transition, sometimes it's not good. Deebo leaving San Francisco and going to Washington, and we saw what Washington was able to do we understand that the value of what the young quarterback has done thus far and what they've been able to do organization-wise. The leadership from head to toe has been spoken about repeatedly, how good they treat their players, how good they treat the family, how good it is to have a young quarterback as humble as he is. And so therefore, his situation could be good because it seems like the quarterback has the ability to get the ball to anybody he wants to.
Frank, thank you as always, buddy. Have yourself a great week, and do us a favor. Just let us know when the check arrives, so I know it's working.
And it clears.
Or we can switch it to direct deposit if that makes it easier. Because I know you don't want to go the
I'm okay
bank.
with that. Manucci and Jimmy B got theirs. Yours is coming. Don't you worry about that. It's on snail mail, but yours is coming.
Good stuff. Thank you, Frank. We love you, buddy. That's Frank Sanders.
All right, brother, have a good one.
Follow him on X, Twitter at Frank Sanders 81. Well, we'll give you our results of the State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question today. We got 2 of them. And our Learner Row 1 call will be Travis Hunter. So we'll have that next. It's Rock a Minute with Jimmy B right here on ESPN 620.
Life's a sprint, and you